when I was carrying the sheets inside, no, just the rectangle sheets, no, when they arrived first, I was carrying them and I've seen the bending. So somehow I understood, okay, something similar will happen. But it's a different thing, no? You can know it, but then when the first triangle, the big one, was made and it bended that much, okay, I was quite, let's say, scared. To be honest, we didn't think it in this way. We always, well, we were aware that it's possibly happening, but, well, we were more thinking about how to avoid it, to be honest.
As far as I'm concerned, it can be stunning.
Yeah.
But it's the decision that, you know, Plasma Studio has to be comfortable with.
Because if we do it the other way, it's going to take forever. And,
Yeah.
and we all...
With the
we
fold,
would,
it's going to do.
yeah.
The smaller one going to be straight.
The vertical ones,
Yeah.
they are straight. Like this one.
And they gradually
Yeah,
go into the
start.
curve as the weight goes up.
Yeah.
But, you know,
That's really good. It's something really new, I think, for Plasma Studio. Everything is always in line. Really. It's not because I didn't like it, because I could see that it's a really nice, it's a nice shape and it's an interesting thing. But I had to think if it's working then with the all together. No? If, okay, one triangle works, but all the 50 triangles, if it's still possible to make it. That's what I was first thinking and I wasn't sure about. If there are some points next to the second level where they change their direction, and I don't know yet if they don't get too close to each other. To be sure that it's working was the last two triangles.
The kind of curviness that was happening because of the panels being relatively thin in relation to their size was something that we didn't predict in this way, and it's something that we weren't quite sure if that was something that wasn't planned for. So
if you go a bit to the limits of the material, of also the design, you don't know. You have to be, well, surprises are happening, I think.
Things just also get their own dynamic, I think, which is really important. They get their own certain an authenticity, something uncontrollable needs to sometimes crop in, I think, to make these things what they are.
I think this could be even better than as the other thing, no? Now I'm quite happy that it happens, no? Because it could be really a smooth movement.
Kind of makes a reading of the forces through the materiality kind of possible, and it also adds to the kind of complexity of movement, really. So it's something quite surprising that can happen with an installation like that I particularly enjoy, I think. Everything is in constant flux, everything is constantly changing, and it's very tedious to completely overhauling projects, but it's happening all the time. So it's a practical aim to kind of be able to stay really kind of very versatile, but it's also a conceptual aim to create an architecture that is truly adaptable and sensitive, really. We're calling it sensitive systems, really. We're working towards an architecture that can be read in different layers, that responds to these kind of interiorizes these kind of processes. It becomes a recording. The final design is a recording of those processes more than a statement, so to say. Like a canyon being an index of the process of erosion, but of a river kind of running down over millions of years, but previously to that you have actually the sedimentation that builds up all these different layers of rock. It's more the thought process that went into this that will obviously, hopefully, happen in other projects in a way that they also stay open-ended more so throughout the process, that one can still have certain key points that determine the final setup that are then sort of possible to be shifted towards changing demand, so that things stay flexible for as long as possible.
is good. He's never angry, he's pop and